I think from our perspective, there's been a massive decline in men approaching women. A night out, like guys, their focus isn't on women until the end of the night when they're trying to find a woman to take home.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah.
Like they're not really interested in even just like a little bit of rapport. To see if you vibe, if you've got the same personality, if you've got the same sense of humor.
Yeah.
Even if you're looking at guys, they won't come up. They don't want to get rejected, or they just care more about going to do lines in the bathroom. Like it's a multitude of things.
I already know some women are going to hate me for saying this, but if you're walking around saying there are no good men left, baby, you got to look again, because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe. And if you believe good men don't exist, you're not going to meet them. You're going to keep running into the same lesson in a different body. And before you get mad, this isn't an insult, it's an invitation. Your beliefs shape your dating pool. Your self-concept sets the standard. And yes, this goes for you too, men. If you're out here saying there are no good women anymore, you might want to pause and check the mirror, buddy, because the world reflects back the lens you're looking through. Change the story. Watch the characters change.
Okay, are men still approaching women when they see someone that they think are cute in person, or are they all in their soft girl era where they expect women to approach them?
I grew up, I don't know if it's because like the Italian values or what, like I grew up like the man is supposed to take care of the woman. The man is supposed to go up to the girls. Like the man is supposed to have drive and initiate everything. Like I feel like now it's so hard to find guys that like even just in general have drive in life. Like I feel like it's so different.
So I am totally understanding of this woman lamenting that there are no manly men, no masculine men out there. But simultaneously, I have to ask women like her, especially of her age, what are you as women doing to uphold, I guess, your end of the bargain, to ensure that traditional femininity is kept well alive? Because it's one thing to say, hey, I miss masculinity, but don't you think there are tons of men out there wondering the same thing about their female counterparts? How about we all as a society try to embrace tradition and return to our roots and acknowledge that the genders are best when they are helping each other and complementary?
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
If she likes you, you won't feel confused, and that's the fact. If you have to wait for an answer the whole day, and at the evening she's writing you, oh, sorry, I was so busy, and that's going further day by day, she's not interested in you enough. That's the hard truth.
Well, keys to getting through to a woman, if you're single, is she has to be more attracted to you than you are her. So how do you have that dynamic? You got to become attractive, bro. Here's a secret of mine. I don't holler at women. I haven't hollered at a woman in probably 3 years. I'll say about two years. I haven't approached a woman in 2 years.
Let them pick you.
They have to, because I'm not coming to you. Most people be like, oh, that's misogynistic. Hold on. So I need to holler at you to take you on a date, to pay all the bills, to put my life on the line, and I still got to holler at you to do all that? So I got to approach you to take you out to spend all my money. And if we get together, I got to pay all the bills. And then if somebody breaks in the house, I got to go fight the Why would I approach you? I'm the one with all the assets. That's why I don't approach women.
I fear that the man I'm talking to, I'm his first baddie. I'm not saying like IG baddie, I hold my own. But if you know, you know.
Men do not care about defining you as a baddie in women's terms. Like, he cares about whether or not you're hot. And I don't know why so many women are trying to make this into something more complex. Guys, when they're talking to you for the first time, they're meeting you, they care mostly if you're hot, if you have a tolerable personality, and if you're not psycho. Like, that's really it, ladies.
The good news is, it's not that hard. Seek and ye shall find. If you're not looking, you won't see it even when it's right in front of you. What happens is we'll say, well, is this man conscious? And then if he's shows evidence of being conscious in the ways that we're familiar with, then we'll say yes. And if he doesn't, we'll say no. Whereas if you just add one word to the question, how is this man conscious? How is this man integrous? How is this man emotionally intelligent? How is this man sensitive? How is this man caring? Every quality you need, if you just ask, how is this man divine? I would say 95% of human beings, both men and women, are good people. They're good people. Doesn't mean they always do the right thing, but they're good people. There's about 5%, they're not good people. What we interpret as an unhealthy man is a normal man. And then the things that we aren't sensitive enough or we take personally are actually the signs of an unhealthy man or woman. And we need to know what those are, or we're interacting in a way that's ineffective.
And man, you know, you have so many women out here that are just weird. They're just weird. Oh, there's no reason to approach me. There's no reason to be around me, except to just have normal human interaction. There's so many women that complain about men not approaching, and men, not even for approaching, not even for dating purposes, but to just be social, man. I don't want to talk to women all the time. I want to talk to some guys. I want to see what they're up to. Well, whenever you guys talk sideways, whenever you guys talk crazy, what are you expecting a man to do? What do you think a man is going to be doing? You think a man is going to be walking up to you if you're not friendly? I mean, guys, come on, man. It's not rocket science.
So this guy that's been trying to take me out, finally picked a day. And so I was like, okay, well, what time and where? And he said, well, I don't know. Do you like coffee? Now, on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being super bitch, 0 being no bitch at all, can I respond never on a first date?
This is the exact attitude that is honestly exhausting for men. My honest advice is to please show this attitude off as soon as possible to the men that you're speaking to, because at least then they will have an honest take of who you are as a person and how it would be to be in a relationship with you. And then at least that man will be free to either just focus on his own peace or find somebody else to focus on.
There are men that are looking for good women and looking to be married and everything. And I think that we just need to know that, understand that. Because it is out there. And if there's a man right now that's going to throw a breakup because the woman hurt him. Yeah. Not he hurt her, you know? So
you think there's men out here that's looking for a good woman in a marriage?
Yes. Absolutely.
And you think that they are a good man?
Yes, I think that, and I think that a lot of men are yearning for good women. Because a good woman is not just a woman that's beautiful or a successful woman. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that. So many of us are beautiful and successful and all those things, but it's deeper than that. A spiritual aligned woman, a woman that knows who she is, a woman that is coming to also be a servant. You know what I mean?
Come on, a helpmate.
Exactly.
A helpmate.
So
that's going to add value to your life.
And multiply.
Yes.
A good woman going to help you multiply anything that you touch. Mm-hmm.
A good woman going to turn your dreams and help you make your dreams reality. Yeah. She going to birth something in you.
Yes. She going to be an inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why they say when he finds a
he who finds a
good thing,
yes,
and finds favor from the Lord.
And
I think people always forget that last part, favor from the Lord. So it shows you that when a man gets a good woman, that he gets favor from the Lord.
Come on! Come on!
Favor is like what we all is out here wanting to be favored. Like, you see how
if men didn't exist, the world would be perfect. It would be pretty calm and peaceful.
Calm and peaceful. Yeah, that's 2 words for how it could be, but I have a better 2 words for how it would most likely be. Chaos and pandemonium. For without men to complain about, most women would just most likely turn on each other.
Men ruin everything.
Do they? Well, without men, most of the world's infrastructures would actually fail to exist because there's not a lot of women that are willing to actually put forth the work and physical labor that would be required to maintain everything that we've become accustomed to.
Like, just imagine a life without men. That would be a dream come true.
Yeah. Let's just take a moment and think about what a world would look like completely and only populated by women. Yeah, it really doesn't seem so much like a dream world. It actually more closely resembles something like a nightmare.
If a man ever said his ex left him and he makes it seem like he did everything for her and she was so unappreciative and she was so ungrateful, you're gonna see exactly why that woman left. Women do not leave good men.
I was about to go to bed. I was doom scrolling through TikTok, about to fall asleep. I was calling it for a night. But then I saw this video. Did she just say, women don't leave good men? Did she just say, women don't leave good men? I'm a man right here, and I'll admit that men leave good women, and women leave good men. What are you talking about? Were we not just a couple weeks talking about that lady that left her husband because she said he was too perfect? She said he was too perfect. Everything was too safe. Everything was too stable. So she left her husband. Then we had another video. Where Shorty left her stable, secure husband because she felt like her life didn't have enough excitement. Then she tried to go start dating again. And she realized that nobody outside cares about her the way her husband did. But then by the time she realized that her husband didn't want her back. How out of touch do you have to be to get up on here on the internet and say women don't leave good men? This is crazy.
A lot of these modern women have to make the first move, and they hate it. It's not a very good experience for them. A lot of these modern women grew up thinking that men are supposed to do all that, and men usually did. They usually did. But men stopped doing that. So now you have to put yourself out there. You have to risk rejection. You got to initiate. And now you're realizing, oh shoot, maybe it's not that easy. Men just made it look that way. Maybe, just maybe, now that I'm approaching, there were some things that I did and some ways that I acted that were completely out of line. Maybe men were doing the right thing, but because I had some bad sushi that night, I acted out of character and I tried to clown him because my stomach was hurting. My bad.
The biggest red flag that you should ever have in a man is if he likes anime. I feel like it's so self-explanatory. Anime usually is some of the most up cartoons, genuinely. Like, they really push the limit.
I don't know, I feel like that's equivalent to being like, oh, if someone listens to like heavy metal music, that's a red flag. When it's absolutely ridiculous. It's just a matter of preference and taste. And there's a lot of beautiful shows, the art is incredible, and the stories are unique and amazing. For a lot of guys that like anime, it's because of that uniqueness, because a lot of like movies and stuff follows like that same pattern. You know exactly what's gonna happen before it happens. Whereas anime, they really mix it up in a good way. Assuming that everyone that likes it, that there's something wrong with them, is absolutely ridiculous. And I found that a lot of the men that like anime end up making great boyfriends and husbands because they're typically intelligent and easygoing and fun to be around overall. And they do their best in relationships. I know that's a generalization, but that's what I've personally noticed.
Why are young black couples not getting married? Specifically, why are young black men not asking?
Because you can wake up and say, I don't want you no more. And the court gonna give you the kids, they gonna give you the custody, and they gonna give you all the money. The money. That's why. And it's very sad. We living in a world now where the women are more like men, acting more like a man, even though you're not a man. I'm sorry, I'm just telling you the truth. It's not a lie. I'm not giving you my opinion. I don't believe in opinions. Uh-oh, I know they're gonna be mad at that. I believe in perspective that's supported by facts, data, and statistics. And if you look at the statistics, Kevin Samuels told you to go look at blackdemographics.com. If you do that, you can be able to tell what's going on. Don't be mad at me, it's just information. This is why. What's the incentive? What if he cheat? He gonna cheat if he's a certain type of man. He might lose his job. She can leave. I don't like him no more. Look how his teeth went crooked. He got great nose hairs. I'm gone. I don't want. And the court gonna grant you a divorce, and you finna. Okay, brothers, tell us why you don't want to get married, young man. They need to update the certificate. They need to update it. And why is it that the state had to? All right.
a lot of times for modern women, what really hurts them is that men, a lot of times, as modern women see it, men will choose the boring woman. Men will choose the regular woman, the woman that might not be all that in your eyes, right? But he's happy with her. She might not wear a lot of makeup. She might not dress the flashiest and most fashionable, but that woman is good to him, and she's peaceful, and she helps him in the same way that he helps her. And so a lot of times now, men are choosing calm over chaos. They're choosing a life of drama-free, headache-free, everlasting peace, right? So you can sit up there and talk about how did she get him? Why couldn't I? She's easy. He's intimidated by me, and she's going to put up with his BS. And really, that's a coping mechanism. You're just a loser. You're just a loser.
I absolutely deserve a livable wage and the ability to purchase a home.
Deserved. Okay. The first question is, what exactly does one consider to be a livable wage? That could vary greatly from one person to another. But the second and most important question is, why is it deserved? Why should these things not be earned?
I also deserve the ability to receive health care and not have to worry about the cost.
That is a nice idea, isn't it? But just a friendly reminder, nothing is ever really free. There are costs and expenses that come with receiving health care. So who ultimately is going to be paying for it?
I also deserve the ability to retire at a reasonable age. And guess what? So do you. We all do.
Again, with the deserved. One seems to think that one is deserving of a great many things, or rather, should I say, entitled. I do often wonder where this sense of entitlement comes from. But let's be very clear on something. The only thing that every human being deserves and is entitled to is the opportunity to be able to succeed in life. No one is entitled to success. They are entitled to have the opportunity to succeed.
Let's talk about how men have adapted to the changes that have come in the dating landscape with women. So in the last 60 or 70 years, since we've had feminism come onto the scene and we've had this revolution, one of the things that women often say is how evolved they have become and how free they are and empowered they are and all of the things that they can do and own and be and have. But what's happened with men? A lot of women criticize the fact that men are not welcoming to all of this evolution, but in fact, they have adapted and women don't like it. It's interesting that women want to evolve into these totally new creatures, but they want to see men stay the same. They want to keep men in the protector and provider box, but women get to be in all of the boxes. So ladies, here is a harsh reality. Men are adapting to the changes that they see in modern day women. And a lot of them are just opting out. A lot of them are making the decision that, they don't want to show up as a traditional man to a new age modern woman because that just doesn't benefit them the same. It doesn't hit the same. So you need to understand that men are going to evolve too. They are going to become less masculine. They're going to become more egalitarian. And a lot of you and your true nature is not going to like it.
I hate how this is being treated like a gotcha moment. There are going to be exceptions to the rule. I mean, people would argue that she's very beautiful. Not only that, but I've noticed a lot of it comes down to your attitude. You are going to struggle as you age to date. That's just fact. And some men prefer younger women, and that's valid in itself. But I mean, as you age, you can still have personality traits that make you attractive overall. I don't know anything about her, but in general, I know women in their 40s, 50s, 60s who have beautiful personalities. They've maybe had some rough relationships, yes, or overall kind of a difficult life. But instead of becoming bitter and angry and overall dreadful to be around, they've worked on themselves. They're loving, they're nurturing, and very giving, and those women don't have as much trouble dating. It's still harder than it was in their 20s though. But also a big reason why you're told that when you're a younger woman is to take your dating life seriously, because it can be harder to untangle things or create a new relationship when you're older, because you got to figure out how to move things around or how to make it work, and that gets complicated. And then also you have some women out there who are mistreating men, who are out clubbing every weekend. They aren't growing as people, and as a result they fall behind, and it's obvious what they were doing the past with their 20s.
See a lot of these women confused about why men don't approach anymore. But I don't think they ever really stop to ask themselves, why would a man approach? Right? You can walk up to a woman trying to be respectful, and they start rolling their eyes. They immediately start with the BS. They immediately start with the attitude and all of that stuff, right? Might pull my phone out and start recording. A lot of times, these modern women will in a very sneaky way pull their phone out for no reason, really, honestly, truly. I can see if he was feeling unsafe, but they'll kind of sneakily slide their phone out and, kind of leave it by their under the table or whatever, and just be recording the whole interaction, just watching a documentary where they really weren't supposed to be filming something, but they obviously women don't really listen. And in that scenario, I'm not really mad at it because there was some shady stuff going on. But a lot of modern women just record because they want to post and disrespect you. Like they want to clown you and stuff like that. And in those situations and scenarios, men are like, why would I sit up here and allow this? Why would I sit up here and allow this to happen to me? Why would I be a part of this? Most men are saying, no, I'm okay.
Ladies, I'm gonna tell you a secret, okay? And I hope that this helps, but some of y'all may not like it, okay? I need y'all to stop listening to the negative Nancys, bitter Bettys, the miserable Marys, the women who get on here and talk about it's all men. I hate all men are bad. All men are not bad, baby. The men that they have access to are bad. Because check this out. Those men have very low barriers of entry. They don't require much. They know they ain't so they don't expect for the women that they are dealing with to be. The truth of the matter is, a man that has done the work, a man who knows God, a man who has morals and standards and ethics, a man who has done the hard work to gain a certain level of income so he can have a certain lifestyle, a man that has done the work to heal from his past traumas, a man who has gained a level of access and accumulated certain levels of assets. That man is not going to give all that away for free. That man is not going to give that to a woman with a nasty attitude and an entitled mindset. That man that has done that work is not going to deal with a woman with low self-esteem and no confidence. He is looking for his equal, his equally yoked partner. If he's giving her money, he needs to make sure she's going to be a good steward of the money and multiply it and be fiscally responsible. If he is giving her a home, he wants to make sure she's going to be a good caregiver of that home. If he is covering her and protecting her, he needs to know that she's going to be all right with cooperating. Because it's hard to protect something that's fighting against you. You get where I'm going? There are good men out there, but they're going to require you to be a good woman. And there are a lot of women out here that are not good women, and so they only have access to bad men. And that's why they say all men. Don't listen to them. There are some good men out there, but they are literally hiding from the crazies, just like we are, right? Right.
It honestly should be a tax write-off.
For what?
There should be giant tax write-offs for women just needing to be a woman, alive, presentable, Done.
Oh, another one of these. I actually hope that they're kidding, because it's rather hard to imagine the amount of entitlement that has to be located in one person in order for them to think that they deserve reimbursement from the government for one, just existing, and two, looking presentable.
Do you know how much time, money, do you know how expensive it is for a woman to just be alive and presentable?
Just speaking from my personal experience, it really doesn't take that much time. And it's not that expensive, but I have found that if a person thinks that they need to spend a lot of money, then they will.
I'm no low maintenance girly, okay? I understand that. I'm a high maintenance. That's fine. I pay for it. I manage that. I'm the one that has to deal with the high maintenance-ness.
Well, I have to give credit where credit is due. At least they're self-aware in so much as being high maintenance goes. And they're responsible enough to take care of it all on their own. So good for them.
Sometimes I really wish I could be the girl that literally does mascara and that's it and runs out the door, doesn't get her nails done. That would be... I would have so much more time in life and just did ponytails every day. Or maybe if I was just a man. Maybe I should just be a man.
Well, that went south quickly, didn't it? But just a gentle reminder, there's nothing at all wrong with being low maintenance. As long as you're happy being who you are, that's all that matters.
I think a lot of these women out here are asking why the single men. Essentially what they're doing is the same thing that they do on dating apps. They just collect a pool of men, a pool of attention, and whichever one gives them the most attention, that's the one that they'll give their attention back to. You know, even if they don't like that person, right? I'm really looking for the ultimate man, but in the meantime, if you're going to spend a little money on me, then I will entertain it. Even though I don't like you. It's for the plot, so I can continue to make videos. So you're going to continue to have to ask, where are the good men at? And then because modern women are so, I don't want to say flighty, but you know, they quote unquote get bored a lot. So essentially what they're going to do is, well, I'm going to move to another city, or I'm going to go on another app, and I'm going to tap out that app. I'm going to go to another bar, and I'm going to tap out that bar, or another lounge, and I'm going to tap out that bar, right? A lot of these modern women, really, they're not the only ones tapping out the bars and the lounges and stuff like that by themselves. They get online and say, hey, I found a good pool of men, or men that I think is a good pool of men. And then all of the women looking for that type of men swarm there, right? And they do that same thing for the bar. We know they'll go to Lowe's, they'll go to Home Depot, they'll go to Target, they'll go to a football game, a basketball game, a baseball game. Bonus points if they actually like the sport. It doesn't matter. These modern women, essentially what they continue to do is tap out their resources over and over again. And when they tap out that resource, they get back on here asking, where are all the good men? We went to the gym. There's not a man that's going to approach us in the gym. We went to this restaurant. I was sitting at the restaurant all night. No man approached me. I went to church. Out of all places for me to go, I went to church and no man approached me. How are we not having men approach us in church? That should be one of the places that you approach. I went to the singles event. We couldn't find any men. Why are men not approaching us? Men are seeing you guys walk in. They say, I see what's going on here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play this game. And they're going to back out. They're going to move out the way. And it's going to be your fault. Because maybe not you so much, but a lot of modern women out here have continued to talk reckless. They have continued to talk insanely crazy. And now that men know that you're just rotating spots and spaces, effectively ruining where they're going, they just move to a different spot. they just move. Well, I'll just wait till you come back here. I've got lookouts in those places, and I'm not going until you leave. Number one. Number two, you're not going to know where I am because I might be way on the other side of where you're trying to be and get up and leave before you even get a chance to get to me. This game that modern women play, jumping on trends and bothering men, is really what's leading them to be single, asking these types of questions.
Let me get this straight. There's couples out here participating in this listen and we don't judge while simultaneously judging each other, but waiting to do this trend to be honest with their partners. And y'all don't find that embarrassing, shameful, the fact that you lack integrity, don't know how to be honest with each other, and only decide to be honest because you think it's gonna get you social media clout. And y'all don't think it's weird that some of y'all decided to actively come online and embarrass each other, or at least embarrass the other partner? Because tell me why I just saw a woman say that she does OnlyFans behind her husband's back. That man was so stunned and shocked that he didn't even have a rebuttal. I saw another one where the woman was admitting to consistently staying in contact with her ex-boyfriend because he was the one that got away. And she had him labeled in her phone as her Pilates instructor named Ashley. So many women preach all day long that they need a man that's emotionally intelligent and can communicate, but a lot of these women can't communicate without a dumbass trend. So who's really emotionally intelligent in this situation? And y'all supposedly can communicate so well, but why does it take you a dumb trying to be honest with your partner? And then you stoop even lower to embarrass them on social media because you think it's funny to literally drag somebody down. What, for a couple likes and validation on social media? Wow, congratulations. Clearly, y'all just hate each other. The trend should be, hey, listen to how much we hate each other because we don't like each other, and that's why we have to do these stupid trends in the first place. It's embarrassing. As grown adults, the only way that you can communicate is if it's some lame ass trend. Like, some of y'all really need to grow the fuck up. Okay, bye.
You know, a lot of these modern women, they're upset because now men are, it used to kind of be unintentional. I wasn't really paying attention. And women would get ignored. But now, men are ignoring women on purpose. And it's throwing women off. Because how can I get dressed up like this? How can I put this type of makeup on and spend hours on this makeup, this dress? I'm dressed down to the nines. Obviously, a lot of these modern women are talking about, I go outside and I see just baddies. Oh, just beautiful, fine, gorgeous women. But I don't see any good-looking men. And men still didn't approach. I'm thinking of that video that I think Sarah Eaton reviewed. She was kind of, reacting to it, where a woman was upset. She had a little cute outfit on, right? Hair was done, cute. But just having like a little fit right there in her room, talking about, man, I look like this and men don't approach. I look like this and I still get ignored. It's because y'all have a bad attitude. You have a bad attitude. You're not pleasant to be around. Not even. Talk about dating. I was talking to my wife about this. And she was saying, well, I understand that a lot of women aren't feminine anymore. They're not friendly. They and all this other stuff. I said, we can't even get there. we can't even get there. Right? I think we were discussing, Ivan Preach, we're talking about Diary of a CEO and incel, and the woman was reviewing one of his episodes, Diary of a CEO, and she was reviewing it, and then I think the man said something, and she just started going off about how men were to blame, and then Abba and Preacher were like, how is that a man's fault? Exactly. It wasn't his fault. and that's what's happening. And I know it seems like I'm going everywhere, but it's just so many examples of modern women. You're getting ignored because of your bad attitude. She's sitting up there going off on men, and men, it ain't got nothing to do with me. If I got to deal with an attitude like that, if you react like that, I already know you're chaotic. I already know you're going to bring the drama. I already know you're not a good person. I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to ignore you. You don't even have to worry about being feminine. You don't even have to worry about being a girl, a woman with a soft touch, a woman that could use her words to maneuver a man. You can't. You are not a good person in the first place. We haven't even gotten to you being a woman. You're not a good person in the first place. The base level, you're not even a good, decent human being. That's where it's messed up at. Be a good person first, and then we'll talk about you and your role as a woman, what a woman does.